Today on House of the Decline, the boys travel down to Mexico to start their very own shrimping business, a la Bubba Gump Shrimp from beloved 90s movie Forrest Gump.
It's gonna be dump shrimp.
It's gonna be Dump Shrimp, named for the alias of co-host Alex, who occasionally goes by Jack Dump on the internet because it's funny.
Yeah, well, that's like your stage name.
Yeah, it's my nom de plume. It's my nom de guerre.
And plume is a French word for dildo, right?
Yeah, it's my dildo name. Yeah, you know, that's what we have, and that's like Catholicism 3.0. You know how they had Catholicism 2.0, where the church updated a bunch of stuff. It said,
okay,
you know how it said you can give abortions to dog now? You couldn't give abortions to dogs in Catholicism 1.0, but now you can do dog abortions.
I wonder, because
they don't have any souls.
Can you do the abortions on the animals in Catholicism?
Yeah, animals don't have souls, right? They don't get into heaven, right?
That's correct.
But didn't Pope Francis said they get into heaven, and that was some like big coup, or he was like that was a mistranslation.
That Pope's
thing.
Been saying a lot of kooky stuff.
Yeah, we've been having. He said he came out against pets recently. Pope Francis was just like the stupid millennial obsession with pets and loving your stupid pets on the Instagram. It is a bad you do not have more children, because children is the love of God. So yeah, animals are definitely looked down in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
They're definitely second-class citizens.
Most Catholic people I knew didn't have pets.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that I hate most about Catholicism is definitely their anti-pet stance, and no other aspect of Catholicism.
Right, all other aspects are pure and good.
Everything else is fine, yeah. Everything else is good. You know, word of God, you know, classic ritual, have a lot of bones. So, you ever wonder why people are getting into this sort of internet-fried version of Catholicism lately?
Well, that's happening to everything.
Yeah, I guess that's happening to everything.
Everything's getting internet-fried, except the air. The air's getting air-fried by itself.
Everyone's buying air fryers.
There's no internet needed to fry your air. You just need an air fryer that can connect to the internet for regular updates.
Yeah. You could tie your air fryer to a heart monitor. And, you know, the faster you run on your treadmill, the more heat on the air fryer.
I got into a huge fight with my obese 15-year-old son because the air fryer was updating when he wanted his chicken tenders.
Yeah.
He ran away to the neighbor's house for chicken tenders.
He ran, and what, did they supply him with tenders?
They did. They had a different brand of air fryer. It did not require updates.
Okay. They didn't have the smart air fryer. Sometimes analog is the way to go, is the lesson there.
You know, I don't really subscribe to that analog as superior to digital thing, especially when it comes to food. I like digitally cooked food.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we're doing the dump shrimp is all going to be digitally cooked. You won't be able to cook it with the regular cookery. You're going to need smart cookery.
And we're going to get the shrimp on a smart boat. It's really cool. I got something called a smart boat.
Yeah.
It was a collaboration between Elon Musk and Tim Apple.
Tim Apple, yeah.
Yep, you may be familiar with Tim Apple.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that gaffe.
Sure.
From that beautiful man.
The man. And the boat, it uses cryptocurrencies. It mines
it's powered by cryptos.
Yeah, it mines cryptocurrency. It has like a little coal burner on the...
Right.
And that powers the computers, and the computers mine the cryptocurrency. And then what's smart about it is we throw nets off the side to catch the shrimp.
Yeah. That's the smart aspect of it, is the nets, you know.
You're combining crypto mining and then the shrimp net.
Yeah.
It's like cybernetic... the net's right in there with cybernetic.
One time a feller comes down to the shrimping vessels and he says, "We're surfing the net." And that's about the funniest thing that I ever heard, because of our
But then I
businesses.
got very serious because I was like, "Are you trying to harm the net?"
Yeah.
We need.
Yeah, he was a hacker.
And that's someone who
at the nets.
cuts through our nets, and we can't catch a shrimp as well. If you
he's doing a brute force attack on these nets.
They hacked him to shreds.
And we can no longer get your digital shrimp through your digital air fryers.
Right, and the shrimp is digital because it underwent mutations after the BP oil spill. Remember that one?
It was a real tragedy in the Gulf. Yeah, tragedy in the Gulf.
I think it was like 2009.
Yeah. So they've had a while to, just stew around and mutate in the old Gulf tragedy there.
Well, they certainly didn't clean it up. They certainly did not clean that up.
Used to be called the Gulf of Mexico. Now it's called the Gulf of Tragedy, as we like to say.
The shrimp are deep fried anyway, and you generally do that in oil anyway. So what's a little extra oil at the beginning?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, these special oil-resistant shrimp are, they
smart shrimp.
They actually, smart shrimp. Yeah, they're coated with this sort of strange digital immersive goo oil. So you actually have it actually gets into your body a little and starts taking you over.
Yeah, it's the carbon nanotubes, or that's what's doing that.
Yeah, the carbon nanotubes, and they start colonizing your body and, making little carbon cities, and little carbon guys come roasting out. And they're shrimp-like because, obviously, they were in a shrimp host. So they're going to have shrimp-like tendencies when they're in your body.
They kind of look like sea monkeys. You ever play with sea monkeys?
Yeah, I played with sea monkeys, but let me tell you, these suckers can think.
Sea monkeys are amazing. They're just alive but dried out in that bag that you get, How does that work?
I think, what if we could do that for humans? People are always talking about freeze-drying shrimp. What if you could freeze-dry a man?
Yeah, the Egyptians tried that.
They try. You could just moisturize that guy, and he'd puff up.
The top of the pyramid, there's a little hole there for water, and if you put a hose in, then all the mummies come out.
Yeah, but they look fully euthanized.
Euthanized in the spelling with a Y.
In the spelling with a Y,
where you become younger.
Nobody likes my euthanizing formula. That was the failure of dump cream. Really, is because I said it was a euthanizing formula, not knowing the other meaning of that word.
And that was a cream for your face and your body?
The dump cream for your face and your body. You rub a little dump on you.
And that was that was a smart cream, right?
It was a smart cream. It also had carbon nanotubes that took on the form of the cream host. So you could have little cream guys in your body. And if, you eat the smart shrimp, you use the smart cream, suddenly you're having warring races inside of your body, warring carbon races that have taken on the aspects of their previous host forms.
So there's a race war going on inside of each and every one of us, you might say.
Yeah, there's a race war inside of us all now that we switched to smart shrimps and smart creams.
Yeah. Is technology our downfall or our saving grace?
I think it's just, we become different forms. We turn into different guys, It's nothing. It's not good or evil. It doesn't have a quality. I, for one, can see many upsides of the universe where we're having little shrimp guys fight little cream guys. You get your smart jerky, and you have your little jerky guys in there. The little pieces of dried out guys who put water on those jerkies. They become full hams inside of you. And
on the shrimp side of things, instead of like hot tubs with chlorinated water, we could maybe put cocktail sauce in there.
Exactly. We're becoming more shrimp-like by the day because of all the shrimp are obviously winning the war against the cream guys because the cream guys don't have any legs or mandibles. They're just goo. They have the low motility. So we're becoming more shrimp-like as we distribute dumped shrimp to the local communities.
Yeah, we're going to start local, but we're going to think global.
Yeah. We're gonna turn the world into shrimp men,
and then we're gonna act global.
Yeah,
and at that point, we will think local.
Yeah, The important thing really is to think both local and global.
Never at the same time.
No, not at the same time. You can't do it at the same time.
Of course not at the same time.
No, you would be a fucking moron to do, but you couldn't do that. Your brain would split in half from the pressure.
Yeah.
That would be like taking a scalpel and running it down your corpus callosum. You're gonna sever everything in your brain mind.
Yeah. The brain mind.
So, yeah, your brain mind.
And that's a smart brain mind, right?
That's a smart brain mind.
Right.
You know, it's when little brain guys are colonizing your brain. And, you know, we need to have more of those because they can overpower the shrimp because they can outthink them. Shrimp, small brains. They're not brain guys. They're shrimp guys.
Yeah.
They're very small brains. They don't even have brains. They have ganglia.
Ganglia, is that ending with an O-N or an A?
It ends with both.
If it's plural, it's ganglia.
In the body war. Yeah. Yeah.
So always sound like kind of a made-up appendage.
The shrimps are fighting. That's ganglia warfare. We're having a lot of shrimp gangs on the streets.
Ah, yeah.
So yeah, some characters we meet out on the bayou. Well, there's old Stumpy Jeff.
You want to do it out by Louisiana? I was thinking like South Texas, Corpus Christi. You know.
Oh, you're right. We could do or Port Aransas.
It's much hotter.
Yeah, and that's better for the smart trips.
Yeah, it's better for our skin.
Yeah.
I want to become like kind of leathery. Because you were talking about the beef jerky, the jerky man, I believe.
Yeah, the jerky man who can be inside you if you want him.
Right. That's what I wanted. That's why we have to dry out the skin and become more leathery.
Yeah, right. To become jerky guys. The jerky boys, if you will. Yeah, that's what they were talking about. Mummies. Mm-hmm. The original jerky boys is what we're saying.
Slim Jim. Step into a Slim Jim, you know?
You can bury a piece of jerky and that becomes the meat tree. And you're climbing on it. And that's where the smart jerky comes from, really.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. And it's smart because it's trying to turn people into little guys made out of jerky?
No. You see, the process is you eat the smart jerky, and then the carbon nanotubes, which have taken on the host form's aspects, form little villages inside of your body. So on a corner of your liver, there's like a quaint little set of huts made out of carbon nanotube jerky men.
Kind of sounds like cancer, but it makes you think because when it's villages, like maybe we are the cancer, you know.
If cancer was villages, you know, we'd have a lot to think about. If cancer was like a little hut inside you, and little guys were in that hut roving around, and they were the cancer, you know, you'd probably think twice about doing chemo. You'd probably say these guys were sentient because they're moving around and they have little houses and such. Yeah. And these are just some of the worries that you have in the shrimping business. These are just the ins and outs of the modern shrimping business.
But let's get back to the guys we're going to meet, because even though we're not going to be off the shore of the bayou, we will be off the shore of the South Texas coast, and we'll meet, of course, Surfin' Pete.
There's Surfin' Pete, yeah, of course.
Texas Ted is another guy.
There's Texas Ted. Yep. He has big belt buckles
and a 10-gallon hat.
But he never wears them.
Nope. Sure doesn't.
And a 10-gallon hat. He doesn't wear that either. You know, he just holds them in his hands.
That's right.
You know, that's old Texas Ted.
Well, we fill up his hat with shrimp for payment for services which we are about to describe.
Yeah, 10 gallons of shrimp.
Right. And the services that he performs are?
Yeah.
They are
barbecue sauce in the boat.
Uh-huh.
That's where you slather it in barbecue sauce for luck.
Correct.
It's not smart barbecue sauce, though.
No. He strains the deep fryer grease.
He strains the grease, Texas Ted.
We got to cook shrimp on the boat because we got to test our product.
Exactly.
Right. And the only way you can cook shrimp, I mean, let's be honest, it's a deep fry.
Yeah.
And so on our boat, did we christen the boat? Have we christened the boat?
No, I don't believe we wanted to raise it in Christendom.
I was hoping we would call it Gloria.
A nose at Christendom.
I was hopefully we call it Gloria, God is unto thee, is the name of our boat.
That's a very religious name. I'm having as an avowed atheist, as a firm atheist shrimper, as part of the Atheist Shrimpers Union.
Oh, so you think...
I have a lot of problems.
You think the magic
that.
of smart shrimp is just something that can arise on its own without some sort of intelligent...
It is carbon nano... It is literally science.
Oh.
It is literally science that drives the shrimping.
You know, some people say science is just yet another one of many names for God.
If God could do science, then he wouldn't be associated with magic. That's what magicians are. They're invoking God.
Magicians are invoking Satan, actually.
That's wrong, because God is the source of all magic in the universe.
No.
Satan
God
is just a leech.
No.
As a scientist, I know that Satan cannot generate his own magical powers. It's like the moon generating light from the sun. It's crazy.
Well, the moon does have a internal light of sorts. That it generates using power from the sun. So yes, that is also correct.
Your beliefs in Christendom.
Well, maybe
motivate your sayings.
Maybe we can rechristen the boat to be.
Okay.
Why don't we just call it dump shrimp?
We're gonna re-science the boat.
We could just call it dump shrimp boat.
We could call it dump shrimp. It's great. It's like Washington football team. Everybody loves the wry metatextual aspects of the dump shrimp boat.
Dump shrimp boat.
And we know the name is comical. We know it's comical. It's Soylent knew. Soylent knew it was comical. We live in the year of Soylent Green. And now everybody's drinking Soylent. You know, we got everyone in South Texas drinking Soylent. Because we're also Soylent dealers as well. That's how we funded the business to begin with.
See, we're having a lot of disagreements here now. Because
I believe in science, and I bought the Soylent.
I don't want to do Soylent. I don't want to fund the operation using Soylent. I want to fund the operation, didn't we have an alternative method of funding? Weren't we going to, turn gravy into... We had a contract to turn gravy smart, and you passed up on it.
It was a smart gravy contract.
You passed up on the smart gravy contract for Soylent.
Because...
That was you in the meeting. Do you remember that meeting?
Smart gravy has not been tested. The guys that it forms in your body are very hostile.
The gravy guys?
They turned into venoms, but made of gravy.
And were they shooting gravy out of their arms?
They were shooting gravy out of arms and everywhere. It was just a circus. It was just a fucking circus. Dead bodies.
When gravy dries, you can't. When the gravy dries, you can't get that off.
No, you can't. And they would harden.
Yeah.
They would harden up, and it's a terrible death. You can see the screams in their eyes.
Well, you can't make Soylent smart.
No, but it's lucrative because it tastes so fucking great.
It cannot contain carbon because it has stuff in it that dissolves the carbon.
Yeah, it's not a carbon stable. That's what we in the science community call a non-carbon stable liquid.
Non-carbon stable.
It's non-carbon stable.
Correct. Yeah.
It's all silica you're drinking. It's just liquid silica.
Yeah, the carbon just slips right out of it and falls to the bottom.
Yeah.
And then it's
so
slippery.
A little disc.
Yeah, the discs they don't turn around. And it doesn't, as you would say with an automobile, it won't turn over. Mm-hmm. It doesn't get started. You need a chain reaction to smartify something. It's
absolutely,
yeah.
So Soylent can't become a smart beverage.
No.
It will never become a smart beverage. So, do you remember when we first discovered smart shrimp, the prospect of smart shrimp?
I think
it was after the Deepwater Horizon. It was after the BP spill.
Oh, yeah. Right. But I think it was before the movie.
It was before the movie.
It was in that period of time where we had the Deepwater Horizon and the BP, and we were being like, "When's the movie coming out? When is the movie? When is the movie coming out? When is the movie coming out?"
We're all wondering when. Us in the South Texas shrimping community were absolutely wondering.
I was like, maybe I could be in the movie. Maybe I could. And then
because we had real experience. We would be like Arlie Ermy in Full Metal Jacket.
So we came down, of course, to get it all to do the prospecting for the smart boat.
We were hanging around Mark Wahlberg.
I needed to find a boat that could do deep frying. And do you remember what Mark Wahlberg said when I asked him about that?
Yeah, he said, deep fried shrimp, man. I wish these shrimp could be smart, I wish we could have some smart shrimp, okay? exactly in that tone. My perfect Mark Wahlberg impression.
I thought he was here in the Zoom call with us now.
No, that's not him.
That's not him?
Even though we're on the same shrimping boat right next to each other, we do this over Zoom.
Yeah, sometimes. Also, Mark Wahlberg has a shrimp boat, too. It's called Shrimpbergs. He's starting a whole thing. He's our competition. So sometimes
it got very sour very quickly between us and Mark. It was a real social network situation where he said he had the idea for smart shrimp, and I said no, we had the idea for smart shrimp, and it went out from there.
Well, I think he overheard us on a Zoom call talking about it. I don't know. I haven't confronted him about it because he's a very strong and angry little man.
Yeah, and he's awake for most of the day. Yeah. He only gets like 5 hours of sleep a night, and then he's up doing push-ups and playing golf.
He's an admirable entrepreneur,
Yeah. I don't think I could start a restaurant with my brothers. I've alienated all of them.
You know what? I was thinking of a new sauce.
A new sauce? Is it a smart sauce?
It has potential. It's called Outer Bank sauce, or
Outer
for
Bank
short,
sauce.
Bank sauce.
Bank sauce.
But not
bank
like
sauce.
a bank from Harry Potter. I mean like a bank.
No. That's where they have banks. That's where I know banks from, is the Harry Potter books.
That's what I was thinking. That's that's where I know banks from. It's Harry Potter.
Yeah. I had never heard of banks before there. I needed it explained to me with goblins. So that's why we started our very own goblin bank as well,
Smart goblins. That's right.
Oh, mercy. So bank sauce. Not like the banks from Harry Potter, though.
No. It's, I think the Outer Banks are in North Carolina. Is that correct?
Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah. They're these skinny little islands. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. It's where the Wright brothers did their planes. Could they have come up with as funny an idea as smart shrimp, though?
Well, I got the idea for bank sauce because when I was a young boy, I went to the Outer Banks, and I met sort of a strange man there who said he wanted to show me his smart sauce.
He wanted to show you his smart sauce.
Yeah, and I went with him to a theater, and then he took me to the bathroom, and he opened the stall. Yeah. And there was this amazing toilet filled with smart sauce. And he told me this was the only place he knew how to make it, and I had to take my pants down if I wanted to have some. And I don't really have many more memories about the Outer Banks, but that's where bank sauce comes from.
Okay, so we should locate this toilet. It seems like there's a repository of smart sauce.
I think the toilet was in the theater that is in the museum about Kitty Hawk and the Wright brothers. So that's my clue.
That's your clue. Yeah. That's for all of you listeners out there who wanna do some augmented reality searching. Go to that toilet and scoop up all the smart sauce within.
Right. We have to consider that we might have listeners in the future, and the Outer Banks in 50 years will probably be underwater.
Yeah.
So take your scuba gear, or by then it may be smart scuba gear, and you can dive for it.
Yeah. You'll have the little scuba guys in you. You won't even need a tank because you'll be mostly scuba.
Well, what it does is that the scuba guys go into your lungs and push the lungs in and out for air that other scuba guys in your mouth are holding up. The air molecules using, and I think the air molecules are in the carbon nanotubes or supported by a basket of carbon. I don't really remember.
There is a basket formation that happens in a lot of it, and it's able to hold a confluence of air molecules.
And I don't want to seem like a smarty pants here, but that carbon nanotube basket with the unlimited oxygen. Yeah. Sound familiar? What else is unlimited and comes in baskets? Bread from
Easter
Olive
eggs,
Garden. Bread from Olive Garden.
Bread from Olive Garden. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
it's
we did
unlimited.
It. Yeah.
Yes. You got me excited with that. What are we talking about expanding into the bread market? Are we talking about like the actual dream of unlimited breadsticks because they're able to absorb carbon from the air, and they're able to. Instead of being non-carbon stable, they're carbon stable breadsticks.
Part of what makes an item carbon stable is the ability to absorb carbon and regenerate nanotube.
Right, exactly. That's how it's defined in the science textbook.
In goes
so
breadstick.
Even though you're a Christian man, even though you're a God believer, even though you're a God-fearer, you have respect for the science.
Of course. Well, the twisted online tradcaths are. That's actually the thing. The twisted online tradcaths are not pro-science, and that's a big difference because normal Catholic people are pretty pro-science.
Yeah.
They just
everyone knows
God
the famous
is old.
Catholic saint, Saint Jeff.
Well, no, but the Catholic position is that God is just old, and he just like made science, and whatever science is figuring out, they're just like, yep, if that's true, then that's how God made it. Like gravity, Catholics are like, yeah, sure, God made gravity that way.
Yeah,
you can't understand God. You can't
understand it, no.
He made this whole, basically physics simulator that we live in, and we're just figuring out the rules. And one day we're going to figure them out, and then God will be like, forget, and then we'll forget them. You know?
So what you're saying is we live in a simulation.
Yeah, but it's the good kind where nothing bad can ever happen, except for people could be really poor and die of starvation. That's the only bad thing that can happen.
Well, I think by ingesting little bits of this simulation, it would stand to reason that you'll have little simulation guys in you.
Eat the world.
Yeah, eat the world. Become the world eater. That's our next venture is world eater foods.
We could get enough guys that could eat the whole world, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think we could get 30 good hungry men. And they got to be good hungry men,
Yeah.
We can't pussyfoot around with this shit. They got to be really hungry guys too.
Wanted. A good hungry guy.
And a lot of people think that, you're going to get a lot of fat guys. But as we know from the world of competitive eating, it's not always the fat guys that prevail,
Yeah, well, the guys who have the stretchiest stomachs. That's really... It could be a skinny guy, it could be a fat guy. It's really about having a stomach that can stretch to meet the hot dog capacity.
Right, which is why, we're going to have them ingest little bits of smart rubber.
That expands inside your tummy?
That expands inside your tummy, exactly. Or the smart gummies, you have a gummy tummy, and we use these gummy tummies to expand the world.
I have a gummy tummy.
You have a gummy tummy?
Yeah.
From eating all the smart gummies, from eating your edibles, you weed hog.
My edible smart gummies. They make me smarter.
Edible smart gummies, yeah. They do make you smarter. They make you more prone to chilling out.
It'd be so funny to go into a weed store and refer to it only as smart gummies. Like, can I get some smart gummies?
Can I get some smart gummies?
They make my brain smart.
Yeah, give me a smart eighth. I'll just put smart in front of anything. I will have my smart olives. I'll have my smart cubes. I will have my smart bathroom beads.
All jokes aside, you really aren't seeing the smart thing happen to many more things. Things aren't becoming smart, like objects. Like, what was the last thing that really got actually smarted in the real world? Was it the watch? Smartwatch?
A smartwatch?
Smartphone,
in the real world, what are you talking about? Are you puncturing a hole in this shrimping fantasy?
What? The real what?
The what? The real world.
The what?
No, smartwatches.
Well, they had smart glasses, and those were a big flop.
We were supposed to have smart tables, like everyone was going to have like a gigantic table-sized Microsoft Surface that you could do all of your meetings on and do your Minority Report movements on. But that didn't come to pass because people realized you get a lot of crumbs on it because you'd actually want to use it as a table. So, having crumbs on the smart table.
There are a lot of really
good look.
compilation videos of NFL players throwing Microsoft Surfaces in frustration.
Really?
Because Microsoft pays the NFL a bajillion dollars to force them to use Microsoft Surfaces instead of iPads, and all the players hate the Microsoft Surfaces, and all the coaches too.
Are they worse than iPads?
Yes.
Are they like lesser? Are they the Zune equivalent to the iPod?
I don't know. I don't know if they're the Zune equivalent. I think the Zune was actually pretty good. I think it worked.
Oh, you're a Zune guy, but Surfaces
I don't know, but
are non-responsive.
The Surface ones apparently freeze all the time.
And when you're doing important plays, when you're doing very important plays, it's important to not have your technology freeze up on you. Do they use iPads? Do coaches use iPads now? I guess they can't use iPads.
No, they that's the thing. They all use iPads. The contract that Microsoft bought was that they have to use the Surfaces during the games, so everyone sees them using them.
Oh my God.
But when you go back into the locker room, they pull out the iPad.
That's very funny. That's very funny to me. We should make our own special football surface that could be part of the shrimping business. We make a new, even better pad system.
It'd be cool kind of cute if you like got a little shrimp with a little football outfit on him and tried to make the shrimp play football.
Yeah, I think that's what we could do. We could. I mean, everyone likes little costumes on little animals.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. If you
like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, everybody loves Baby. You've been watching The Mandalorian,
and I know why now, because I bought Disney Plus and now I watch The Mandalorian and now I love Baby Yoda.
You love Baby Yoda now?
I want to pick him up and squeeze him.
Is it your natural fatherhood instinct kicking in?
Yeah, that's it.
They're really.
If I wasn't a father, I would probably be like, I'll kick Baby Yoda the can. I don't care about Baby Yoda. And something I found out, if it's spoilers, it's not actually Baby Yoda.
No, whose baby is it?
It's just a baby of the same species as Yoda. It is not the character Yoda at all.
It is not the character Yoda reincarnated into a baby.
Well, I thought the show was going to be back in time in Star Wars, and it was going to be when Yoda was a baby.
Yeah.
But because our society is so dang stupid, no one will even look up whatever species Yoda is and call it baby that. And I don't know what it is either, but I don't know what species Yoda is.
The character's name apparently is Grogu.
Yeah,
I know
Grogu.
that from
Grogu. Very cute. Very cute. Gonna get a Baby Yoda costume for my daughter.
Yeah, everybody will love that.
Everybody gotta get a Baby Yoda costume for their baby.
We should make baby versions of everything.
There's one great episode. Not really episode.
Okay.
One great moment with Baby Yoda.
Okay.
And are you gonna watch the show?
No. I don't care about Star Wars. I kind of fucking hate Star Wars now.
They made it. They somehow, I don't know how they did it. It blows my mind that they made 3 sequels worse than the sequels from the 90s. Or the prequels, I mean, technically.
The prequels, yeah. But, well,
I didn't think it was possible. Worse. I did not think it was possible to make 3 movies worse than those movies.
Did you think... You thought Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and I didn't see the third one. I didn't see
Rise of Skywalker.
You thought all of those were worse than the prequels.
Yeah,
because
they get worse and worse.
Any personality. Because it looks like
because no one who's writing the story actually cares about telling a good story. That's basically
what do you think they care about?
Just making a bunch of money.
So just injecting it with fan service?
Basically. And then when they're not injecting it with fan service, it's just disconnected events that have no passion behind it. They have no story to tell. The people writing have no story to tell. There's no story. Nothing happens. Shit blows up.
Nothing happens in Mandalorian?
In Mandalorian, no. There's an arc. He's got a Baby Yoda. He's like, how do I get rid of this Baby Yoda? And then he gets rid of it at the end.
So Mandalorian, you say, is a better show. It's at least a story. Whereas
it's marginally better because it has like the person who is writing the Mandalorian was like, oh, I have an idea. Maybe Mandalorian find Baby Yoda, and then it has a problem. How do I get rid of Baby Yoda? That's
Jon Favreau. That's your Jon Favreau.
That's Jon Favreau. There's no such.
Jesus, me, Jon Favreau.
How do I make a Baby Yoda go and cute Star Wars Yoda?
It's cute Star Wars. My kids could buy this. I'm an elf. I did elf.
So, but the movies are horrible. You just don't. I don't care about any of the characters.
What about Rogue One or Solo? Did you see any of those?
I saw Rogue
movies?
One. I think I fast forwarded through it.
Yeah, it is boring.
It's pretty
boring.
Solo, I was like, who's this jackass?
It's Alden Ehrenreich.
Sounds like a Nazi. I didn't watch Nazi Solo.
It was not no Nazi movies for I. That's why I don't watch any movies with Ansel Elgort in them.
Yeah.
So I'm protesting West Side Story for hiring that Nazi actor Ansel Elgort.
I'm going to start calling Timothée Chalamet. Who's a good actor? Who is the twink he's replacing?
There was a twink previous to him.
Yeah.
Edward Norton. I don't know.
No, one of these. Who is
like
the guy
a beautiful,
from
beloved by I guess Robert Pattinson?
Right. Yeah, he's Vichy Robert.
He's twink no more.
He's Vichy Robert Pattinson. That's Timothée Chalamet. He's the Nazi replacement.
He's Vichy Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know the previous one.
That's very funny.
He's like the Nazis are like, you want that movie star? That was a French Nazi. There were French Nazis.
There were French Nazis, and Timothée Chalamet would be one. Yeah. You know. Oh, I have a quarter Juif heritage, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. I am Timothée Chalamet, the ultimate Vichy Nazi.
He's probably either half or part Jewish.
He's definite. He has the aura about him. He has the aura of the tribe about him.
I think he's going to even it out for the teams for Elliot Page, and I think he's gonna transition into Ellen Page.
No.
Can you take someone's identity?
Take another person's dead identity.
Can you take that?
I think that would be offensive on numerous levels. Numerous levels.
I don't know. I think he's gonna do it.
No, yeah, I'm going to become who's offensive?
Is
Bruce
it? It's like, does that identity go up for grabs? Is what I'm saying. Is it
no, it's not. It's
dead. Like floating in the ether.
Call it a dead. No, you can't summon it. You can't do it.
Maybe my daughter could become Bruce Jenner.
I told you about my terrible idea for a modern horror movie, a la Get Out, where a trans person is being hunted by their dead name.
Well, that seems like it follows too.
Yeah, and it's called Dead Name.
Yeah.
it's Dead Name. Yeah,
so haunted by
it's the worst idea of all time. I should, of course, as a cis man, I will direct it and cast it with only cis actors.
You should shoot it like that Florida Project movie.
Yes, it's going to be verite, and it's going to be starring poor people, so you know.
Well, it should be starring Timothée Chalamet.
But he'll be playing poor in it. You know, we're gonna rough him up a little. You know,
he'll be playing a poor guy like he did in Don't Look Up.
Yeah, exactly. He's good. He was fun. He was the best part of that stupid fucking movie.
No, Jonah Hill is the best part.
No,
I'm a Jonah Hill stan. I
like Jonah Hill.
I stand my fat man because
for some reason I was thinking of the movie Accepted. I don't know why I was thinking, but that's the first thing that he was in. I think.
Well, you know, Jonah Hill's living his best life, as seen in that meme.
Is he living his best life?
I don't care. I don't know. Maybe. He's rich. Seth Rogen's living his best life.
Yeah, they're all probably doing fine. I hope all of those boys from the movies are doing fine.
Yeah, my favorite guys, you know?
Yeah.
I hope my favorite guys who are my friends because I don't leave my house and only consume media are doing good.
But it's like they're an avatar of me if I were rich. If people paid me to say just kind of funny things for a while, to talk kind of funny. Yeah.
Well, we're all basically like 7 paradigms, you know. Carl Jung discovered this.
Carl Jung, yeah.
Jung.
Carl Jung, yeah.
He discovered the archetypal nature of man.
He did. He did it by being very German.
Yeah, I think he didn't he like psychoanalyze Hitler and was like, this guy is gay. Is that what?
That was Jung's big contribution to psychoanalysis was the discovery that Hitler was indeed gay.
Yeah.
And all of that. If Hitler had just come out of the closet, a whole war could have been averted. There were gay Nazis though. Ernst Röhm, famously. Ernst Röhm.
Most of them, I think. Most of the higher up ones.
All the Nazis were gay.
Yeah, you can only get a sadistic guy like that if they're gay. I mean,
exactly. That's what Silence the Lambs teaches us.
All those bad cops in America, they're actually gay. Yeah, and see, that's what people do.
That's the problem. Yeah, they're all closeted.
No, I'm of course kidding, but that's what people do to Catholic priests all the time. They're like, well, the reason they're so fucked up is because they're all gay.
Well, yeah, that's the old Kevin Spacey excuse,
Is that why? Yeah. I don't think gay people have a power fetish.
Maybe we do.
Yeah, that's not what makes you gay, though.
What makes a man gay? You
want to have a baby with another man.
I'm just picturing this 1970s movie with Stacy Keach where his son is trying to constantly live up to his father's idea of what being gay means, and he's always disappointing him.
Really?
Stacy Keach is like, gay of mine,
That's funny. That probably happens now, though.
People are not gay enough for their parents?
Yeah.
I'm not living up to my gay parents' gay standards of me?
That probably happens now, like probably only in big cities where it's...
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, you're going to Juilliard, you have two dads, you're doing ballet, and your dad is like, you're not fucking gay enough. I'm trying on the ballet, you're doing fucking ballet, Dad.
Yeah. And that's how you create serial killers, I was never gay enough for my dad.
Do you think all the serial killers joined the police force, and that's why we don't have them anymore?
Well, there are a lot of gay cops and a lot of gay serial killers, so that's a logical.
Well, I heard someone say that why we don't have serial killers anymore is because the FBI did Mindhunter, and they were like, "Okay, we figured out how to find all the potential serial killers. We're gonna go recruit them."
Is that's an interesting theory?
Yeah,
maybe funneling crazy people into the violence professions is a good idea. But I think the reason why there aren't serial killers anymore is because law enforcement did get better at tracking them. It was a lot easier to be a serial killer in the 70s because just cop precincts would not talk to each other. They just wouldn't talk to each other. So you could be like Ted Bundy, kill in one place and then go to another jurisdiction and then kill there.
And now we have internet forums.
Yeah.
And they can communicate.
Well, I think, I think this whole societal problem with delayed gratification because of the internet, that's why we have spree killers instead of serial killers, because the dopamine, you get your dopamine hit from your spree kill.
Mm-hmm.
It's instant and you burn out your receptors. You can't let it linger, It's being a serial killer. It's like being no-fap, and nobody's actually no-fap, Name me one guy who's no-fap.
I think there's guys who do that.
There are probably guys who do that.
You can't be on here. You may not be on this podcast saying there's no guys who do not fap.
I'm challenging anybody. Camera on your penis constantly, 24 hours a day, so we know you're being honest.
Judge, I swear, hand to God, camera on penis. I swear to God, I'm innocent.
Hand to God, camera on penis. Yeah. Mike. Yeah. We should have the contest from Seinfeld, but there are legal consequences.
Oh, remember when that was the funniest shit?
It's still the funniest shit.
Is the contest still funny?
So fucking funny.
Is it funny?
I've never once with my friends had the idea of making a masturbation contest. Is that a normal thing that friends do?
No, I don't think it is. It is normal for friends to talk about it all the time. Because I remember, finding friends in 7th grade by just being like, jacking off. I would just say jacking off and raise my eyebrows, and they would laugh for 20 minutes, and then we would high five, and then we would like switch lunches, and it's great. And then he would be like, totally jacking off, and I would laugh for 20 minutes.
Yo!
And then, middle school was a good time.
Yeah, masturbation is very funny. It sounds funny. It has the rhythmic bumping to it. It produces a gross little outcome. There's the moment of shame at the end of it.
No,
which
there's
is
not.
Very funny.
There's no
For
shame.
you, I guess no. Maybe
no,
shame
I never had any shame because I never got. My mind never got messed with in that way.
So what do you feel? What do you feel after?
No,
after
I don't feel
nutting?
shame. I feel like a flood of oxytocin, and then I kind of have to pee.
Yeah. I think that's what's I can't. Is it a good feeling or a bad feeling when you dislodge a tricky piece of cum with your pee?
That doesn't happen. I got Teflon tubes.
You got Teflon tubes?
Yeah, non-stick.
You got hydrophobic urethra.
It's non-stick in there, man.
It's non-stick in urethras.
Yeah.
They don't make the non-stick urethras anymore.
Well, we have all kinds of smart tubes, as you should know. So
Right. The smart tubes. The smartest tube is your urethra, frankly.
Yeah.
The smart tubes are the YouTubes. Go on YouTubes and form YouTube content.
Have you been watching BreadTube still?
No, I'm done with that portion of my life. It was nice, but I don't really need to be explained Maoism with SpongeBob anymore. You know, it's
Well, that sounds really entertaining. I mean, yikes! So Maoism is like we're all farmers now?
Sure, yeah.
Is that what it is? Or are there factories?
There are factory farms.
Are we in the 19th century or the 20th century?
We are currently in the Mao century.
When is Zizek going to write his magnum opus? Has he already written it, you think? Or
probably. I haven't read any Zizek. I've seen the Pervert's Guide movies, but that's pretty much the only Zizek I've interacted with.
Trying to find a book of his, because my dad has been sending me the most annoying lib science books.
Like Settlers and
like a book called Wayfinding. What?
Wayfinding.
It's like how humans used to navigate the world. It's like bullshit, like anthropological history,
like pop anthropology.
Anthropology. It's like we used
like a Malcolm Gladwell style book about.
We used to navigate the world using stars, but now Twitter and Facebook have so damaged our brains that we can't even memorize star patterns anymore.
It's like a TED Talk in written form.
And then he sent me another one on evolutionary psychology by a guy who did sociobiology. So it's more kind of weird pseudo-scientific stuff, in my opinion. So I'm going to get revenge by sending him a Zizek book, and he'll hate it.
What if he loves it? What if it's the most he's laughed in years?
Well, then that would be good.
I don't think that's your dad's sense of humor, though. Your dad seems more like a prairie home companion sort of guy.
He'll say it. He'll say it's bad, and he doesn't, and that, and all sorts of things. But I'll know it. He won't actually understand it. So I'm not going to do it. I don't need to get revenge on my dad for his gifts. I don't need to send revenge gifts.
You should make your dad listen to Red Scare. See what he thinks of that.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Can these ladies come over to my house?" He's so lonely.
Oh no!
Because he would be like, just for friends, just to have tea.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do. I think if more podcasts were tea-based podcasts with our neglected elders, we would be all set.
Well, I was listening to the most recent Red Scare, and they said, why? Said, quote unquote, why are we sacrificing the most important people in our society, children, for the least important people in our society, the elderly? And I was like, oh,
that's a little mean.
That's sweet. Calling elderly people the least important. except when it comes to everything else you're talking about, when it like traditional knowledge of societies, how to do things, how to build cool things. You fucking dumb broads. Jesus Christ.
These dumb broads of why were you listening to the most recent episode of Red
for the Schadenfreude of hearing Anna talk about catching COVID.
Yeah, in the leftosphere, in the weirdo post-leftosphere, old Miss Anna Katchian apparently.
I mean, she was saying stuff like don't get your children vaccinated. So she can fuck off. She can fuck off. Bitch. Fuck off and die. Well. Get rheumatoid arthritis from COVID because you don't get vaccinated. See if I care.
Well, that's okay. Having no sense of taste and smell doesn't matter when you don't eat food anyway. Yeah. Boom! She's thin.
Yeah.
She's a thin lady. That's what people like about her.
Well, I'm becoming a big fat bastard. Again.
Yeah, me too.
Again,
yeah. I'm yo-yo dieting. It's getting up there.
It's cool.
But I need to start exercising.
It's like we're Christian Bale, man.
Exactly. Except the role that we're performing is ourselves constantly.
Yeah, well, after 30 years or so, it is a role that you're performing.
Yeah, do you have a clear idea of what your personality is? Because the more I try and latch on to ideas of what I'm like, I can't seem to come up with any adjectives or ones that I would describe myself as being permanently like.
Yeah, I agree. I concur.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's why mushrooms are good. I think we talked about that. Ego death.
Wow. Yeah, ego death.
Doesn't matter, man. You're just a collection of experiences and memories and.
Yeah. I feel that's bad for like promoting yourself. That when you start thinking like that, you stop really like saying like, "Hey, look at my shit. My shit's so much better than all of your other people's shit." You because it's like, no, it's not. Nothing that I produce has any weight or moral heft to it.
I mean,
but I feel
the best
like
art and the best music and the best poetry has probably never been published because it's been created by a person of such utmost purity that they recognize the beauty and the harm that it would do to the world and they destroy it. Very poetic.
There you go. That's beautiful. Kafka famously wanted his friend Max Brod to destroy his manuscripts, but he didn't do that. And now we have a bunch of freaky stories.
That's fun. That would have been great if his friend. That's what I'm talking about. His friend should have destroyed them.
He was a bad friend, is what you're saying.
Yes. If I told you to destroy my secret album that I made, and you listen to it, and you're like, man, this album rules, you have to destroy it.
Yeah. That's ultimately why I'm morally against the publishing of the Diary of Anne Frank,
Because it was too good?
It was too good,
Okay.
It was too pure,
Okay, that's... Sure. I don't see where that's going, but okay.
I wonder if there was another diary of a like a 12-year-old boy around the same time, but he was just diarizing about jacking off all day.
It's like, fucking Nazis, I can't jack off. I'm living in an attic with my parents. How am I supposed to jack off?
Yeah. December 27th, found a way to jack off. Covertly. Oh, no. This is huge.
What? How did he find the way? I don't want to know.
You can, I don't know. Have you ever been in a situation where it's like you're on a family vacation and it's like 9 days in and you just haven't gotten a time to jack off to yourself?
Yeah.
And you just you just go to a bathroom, just go to a public toilet. I guess you couldn't do that in the Holocaust.
I've jacked off in all kinds of crazy places.
It's funny. It's funny to jack off at work. That's a very funny place to jack off.
Getting paid. Getting paid
killing
to do
time.
It.
Yeah. It's gross. It's gross to do that.
Well, you know what's happening.
What?
Like
what's
in every office building across America.
There are guys jacking off just to kill time.
The toilets are clogged with cum.
So much cum. So much cum in this nation's toilets. It's a problem for plumbers out there who are just, going into toilets and just pulling out big fistfuls of coagulated semen.
If you're a dejected millennial looking for a career change, I suggest electrician.
Yeah. Don't go into plumbing. It's just big gelatinous balls of semen.
And do not go into automotive repair.
That's also big gelatinous balls of semen.
You got to be an electrician.
Yeah, because people, you can't come in the wires. You can't come in the wires.
Randy, you can't come in the... That's why. Because you can't come in the wires, Randy. Always remember that.
That's the first thing they taught me on the first day of electrician school. I take this to heart. That's what I tell you to all you newbies out there, Can't come in the wires. First rule of being an electrician.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you get a pair of wire strippers, you can do it.
Sure. No, you're coming in the wires, Randy, you asshole. You said not to do that. And, he instantly receives enlightenment, He came in the wires, he did what he wasn't supposed to, and now he is ascending to godhood. He is attached to the universal node of the cosmic essence, and, their little smidgen of electricity shoots up through his cum stream.
Oh, I got a good Glenn Greenwald tweet.
Okay, Glenn's tweeting again.
From an hour and 30 minutes ago, Gwen said, "The worst, scummiest Falwell-Robertson moralizers of the 1980s used to express glee when gay men died of AIDS on the ground their reckless behavior caused it. Some leftists are similarly gloating about Anna's near-death illness because she stayed unvaccinated while breastfeeding."
Oh my God, that's amazing! Because comparing the COVID to the AIDS epidemic, not a couple hours earlier, the account Chinchillazilla, the eye patch lady who has the pig, who is people make fun of, but she's obviously, I don't like making fun of her because there's something wrong there. But she compared her experience with having COVID to the AIDS epidemic. And so from both sides, you get it. From both sides, you see.
Just like the AIDS epidemic in many ways.
This is exactly like the AIDS epidemic. They're going to make so many great movies about it, We've seen Angels in America. We're going to have Angels in America Part 2 about COVID, where an angel's going to come down to Anna Kay.
Did no one explain how the mRNA vaccine works to these idiots? Because it's not hard, and it's cool. You just have to like science a little bit and not be an idiot. And then you're like, oh, that's science. That sounds cool.
If it's good enough for Jesse Pinkman, eventually Jesse Pinkman learned to like science. So are you saying you're stupider than Jesse Pinkman?
You mean because he learned how to cook meth? Yeah. Well, sure.
Yeah, but eventually he uses magnets in the fits. It's magnets, bitch. I'm watching Breaking Bad again. I'm watching all of Breaking Bad again for the first time in like 8 years, and I'm fully into it. I'm fully submerged. I love the universe. I love the ABQ universe. That's what we call it in the bad heads. We're still on the bad train. We're bad heads, I'm gonna watch all of Better Call Saul
again. I think there's a season I didn't watch, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that complicated. Okay, you can't come in the wires. It ain't that fucking complicated.
None. So what you're saying is you can come in the wires a little bit?
These aren't smart wires, okay? You cannot come in them. There aren't little guys that'll come and clean up the cum. We don't got smart wires.
So you're saying that they're smart wires now?
Oh my God. No, Lenny, they are not smart wires. If you come in the wires, they will stop working and transmitting electricity.
No, but theoretically, there are smart wires out there that you can come in.
Theoretically, yes, there are. Of course.
Who's manufacturing these smart wires?
I think it's called dump wire.
It's dump wires. Why are we not getting these magical wires that we can come in safely?
Why are we not getting dump wire? Cheryl's gonna get back to me. I just asked my secretary nicely. I said, "Why are we not getting dump wire?"
Yeah, because we could have been coming in these wires this whole time, without problems.
That's right, Randy.
Without
Lenny.
problems.
I'm sorry.
Lenny. Yeah, Randy, it's okay. I look like a Randy.
Yeah, which one are you again?
I'm Lenny.
I'm sorry.
I'm Landy.
Of all my employees, I've always loved you the most, Lenny.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I understand that I remind you of my dead twin brother, Randy.
Of course.
Who you also loved.
I loved him.
And the reason why you love me so much is because, he was your favorite employee up till now.
Up until right now. He did
But
die.
He died coming on a wire,
He did die.
So
the electricity transmitted from the cum to the penis.
Went through his cum stream, yeah. And he didn't receive any higher consciousness like he thought he was going to receive. He was trying to commune with God. He was a pun, but he also believed it. When you make a pun that you just believe, like people, he said commune, like he was communing, like he was having some sort of faithful intercourse with it, but instead he replaced COM with CUM, but he believed in it. He believed in it so hard that it was going to be the source of his power that he came in a wire that wasn't a smart wire. And he shocked. You could see his skeleton. You could see his bones light up with neon blue, like in the cartoons. It was just like in the cartoons. Randy died. Randy died that way. And, we have a statue. We have a statue that's slightly smaller than him. He was a big guy, so we had to make the statue slightly smaller than him. It's weird, actually. I don't like it. I don't like it that much. It's right in the center of our shop, too. It gets in the way. People trip over it. So, what do you hear back from Cheryl about these smart wires?